Hi, I'm Emmeline Butler. I do textured ceramics like this. I'm based in Grassington in the Yorkshire Dales, and this is my inspiration. So welcome to my studio. I'm going to give you a bit of a tour. It's small and cosy, but it has everything I need, including the all-important cat. Likes to be involved at all times. So we've got notice board with important information, bits of inspiration, tools, books and magazines, pottery wheel. The mirror helps to see all sides of the pot while you're throwing it. The sink and drying shelves, complete with cat. Workbench with glazes, oxides, body stains, storage underneath. And we have some shelves above the heater, so I use those for drying work. These are some pieces that have been biscuit fired, so these are waiting to be coloured with oxides and body stains. And over here I have more storage shelves. Some of these pieces are new pieces of work that I'm developing to be used in exhibitions, hopefully later in the year or maybe next year, depending on when things go back to normal. So that's my studio. It's where it all happens. My pots really are all about texture, so you just really want to feel them. Normally I would tell you to pick them up and have a stroke, but on this instance you'll obviously have to take my word for it. My inspiration really is limestone pavement, but it's amazing how many different things people see in it. So some people will see tree bark or dry exposed peat, and others will see immediately kind of reptile and crocodile skin. So it's really nice that people can kind of take it and make it their own. This is my moorland range, so they're kind of black at the bottom, and at the top here you can see I've got purple reflecting the moorland heather blooms at the top. And then some pots I will just pick out a little bit of the texture as detail and add a bit of gold lustre into it just to highlight that. And also kind of reminiscent of the geological seams in the ground. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a throwing demo to show you how I make my pots. First thing is to centre the clay. I'm going to open it out. And then just smooth out the base. And we're going to lift up the walls. At the same time as trying to keep the rim straight. Okay, just going to trim off some of the excess at the base. There we go. So I'm now going to use a little pointy tool just to score some deep lines into the pot. That will give us some really nice deep grooves. Okay, the next bit is to add some sodium silicate solution onto the pot where I want the texture to be. So I'm going to leave the top bit clear because I don't want any texture on the rim. There we go. And just mop up the base. Now I'm just going to dry off that sodium silicate solution with a heat gun. This means it forms a harder surface on the outside so that when I open the pot out, it will crack rather than stretch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is open the pot out. Normally when you throw a pot you would use two hands and the outer hand would support the pot so that it keeps its shape. Now that we have the sodium silicate solution on the outside, I can't touch the pot on the outside, so I'm going to throw the rest of it one-handed. There is a bit of a knack to this, it takes a while to get used to, but you can do it. Here we go. And this is quite an exciting bit of the throwing because you never quite know how the pot's going to take this technique. So it means each piece comes out completely unique because the pattern's always slightly different. I can still use my other hand on the rim because I haven't got any solution on that, so I can still keep that straight. Probably take this a little bit further, but not much. There we go. Okay, you can see texture coming out nicely there. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take this rib and I'm just going to shape the top of the pot. So I'm going to fold it over and then try to just close up that hole a little bit. There we go. And then the only thing to do is just go with a slightly shaped tool. Just shape off the bottom of the pot. And there we go. So I'm just going to show you how I finish off my pots by putting a bit of colour onto them. So I've mixed up some black body stain with some water and I'm just going to paint that onto my finished pot, making sure it goes into all of the grooves and cracks. And then with a damp sponge, I'm just going to wipe this back. Because what we want is for the colour to be in the grooves, but not to stay on the surface. That way it highlights the texture in the cracks, like so. So you can find details of how to buy my work on my website, which is emmelineButler.co.uk, or you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for visiting my virtual studio.